Ayurveda is a traditional system of medicine that originated in India and has been practiced for thousands of years. While it contains some principles and practices that align with modern scientific understanding, given that it's important to note that while few such principles may align with modern scientific understanding, the specific practices and treatments within Ayurveda may not always have scientific evidence to support their efficacy or safety. It is advisable to approach Ayurvedic treatments with caution, consult qualified healthcare professionals, and rely on evidence-based practices when making decisions about healthcare. It also includes concepts and treatments that lack scientific evidence or contradict established scientific knowledge. It is essential to approach Ayurveda with a critical mindset and evaluate its claims based on scientific evidence. Here are a few examples. Doshas. Ayurveda categorizes individuals into 3 doshas, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, based on their physical and psychological traits. However, there is no scientific evidence supporting the existence of doshas or their influence on health or disease. Diagnosis. Ayurvedic diagnosis methods, such as pulse reading and tongue examination, lack scientific validity and reliability. These methods lack standardized protocols and have not been shown to accurately diagnose specific medical conditions. Herbal remedies. Ayurveda utilizes various herbal preparations for treating illnesses. While some herbal remedies have shown medicinal properties, many Ayurvedic formulations lack scientific evidence for their efficacy, safety, and dosage recommendations. Some Ayurvedic products have been found to contain heavy metals, toxins, and adulterants, posing health risks. Panchakarma. Panchakarma is a detoxification and purification process in Ayurveda. However, scientific evidence supporting its effectiveness in removing toxins or improving health outcomes is limited. Many claims made regarding the benefits of Panchakarma lack rigorous scientific studies to validate them. Lack of clinical trials. Ayurveda has a scarcity of well-designed, randomized controlled trials, RCTs, that follow rigorous scientific methodology. RCTs are crucial for establishing the safety and efficacy of medical interventions. The absence of such studies limits the scientific validation of Ayurvedic treatments. Contradictions with established science. Some Ayurvedic concepts and treatments contradict established scientific knowledge. For example, Ayurvedic texts often promote the use of heavy metals and minerals, such as lead and mercury, in therapeutic preparations, despite their known toxicity. The use of Ayurvedic products can carry certain risks and potential side effects. Here are some examples. Heavy metal toxicity. Some Ayurvedic products have been found to contain high levels of heavy metals, such as lead, mercury, and arsenic. Prolonged exposure to these substances can lead to serious health problems, including damage to the nervous system, kidneys, and other organs. Adulteration and contamination. Ayurvedic products are sometimes adulterated or contaminated with substances not listed on the product label. This can include undeclared pharmaceutical drugs, allergens, or other impurities. Such adulteration and contamination pose health risks, particularly for individuals with allergies or specific medical conditions. Allergic reactions. Some people may experience allergic reactions to certain herbs or ingredients used in Ayurvedic products. These reactions can range from mild skin irritations to severe allergic responses, including anaphylaxis. Drug interactions. Ayurvedic products can interact with prescription medications, over-the-counter drugs, or other supplements. These interactions can lead to reduced effectiveness of medications or increased risk of adverse effects. It is important to consult with a healthcare professional if you are taking any medications and considering the use of Ayurvedic products. Lack of standardization. Ayurvedic products often lack standardized manufacturing processes and quality control measures. This can result in variations in potency, purity, and consistency of the products, leading to unpredictable effects or unreliable outcomes. Misdiagnosis or delayed treatment. Relying solely on Ayurvedic practices for diagnosis and treatment may pose risks in cases where a serious medical condition requires immediate conventional medical intervention. Delayed or inadequate treatment can have serious consequences for health outcomes. Here is an essay AI wrote about Professor Meera Nanda's criticism on Ayurveda. Title: Meera Nanda's Critique of Ayurveda, Debunking Traditional Medicine. Introduction. Meera Nanda, an Indian scholar, philosopher, and critic of pseudoscience, has extensively criticized Ayurveda, the traditional system of medicine originating from India. Nanda's critique focuses on challenging the scientific validity and claims of Ayurveda, highlighting its lack of empirical evidence and contradictions with modern scientific understanding. In this essay, we will explore Nanda's arguments and analysis as she debunks Ayurveda. Critique of empirical evidence. One of the main pillars of Nanda's critique is the lack of empirical evidence supporting Ayurveda. She argues that Ayurvedic practices and treatments often lack rigorous scientific studies, such as well-designed randomized controlled trials, RCTs, to validate their effectiveness and safety. Nanda emphasizes that anecdotal evidence and personal testimonials are insufficient to establish the scientific validity of any medical system, including Ayurveda. Contradictions with modern science. Nanda highlights several contradictions between Ayurvedic principles and established scientific knowledge. For instance, Ayurveda categorizes individuals into doshas, vata, pitta, and kapha, based on their traits, yet there is no scientific evidence supporting the existence of doshas or their role in health. Nanda argues that Ayurveda's reliance on doshas lacks a scientific basis and does not align with our current understanding of human biology. Nanda also critiques Ayurveda's use of heavy metals and minerals in therapeutic preparations. Despite the known toxicity of substances like lead and mercury, Ayurveda promotes their use in certain formulations. This contradicts established scientific knowledge and raises concerns about the safety and potential health risks associated with Ayurvedic treatments. Misdiagnosis and delayed treatment. Another aspect of Nanda's critique revolves around Ayurveda's diagnostic practices. She points out that Ayurvedic diagnostic methods, such as pulse reading and tongue examination, lack scientific validity and reliability. Relying solely on these methods for diagnosis may lead to misdiagnosis or delayed treatment of serious medical conditions that require immediate conventional medical intervention. Commercialization and lack of standardization. Nanda raises concerns about the commercialization of Ayurveda, which has led to a proliferation of Ayurvedic products in the market. She argues that the lack of standardized manufacturing processes and quality control measures in the Ayurvedic industry poses risks to consumers. Adulteration, contamination, and variations in potency and purity of Ayurvedic products can have unpredictable effects and compromise patient safety. Conclusion. Meera Nanda's critique of Ayurveda provides a thought-provoking analysis of the traditional system of medicine. She challenges the scientific validity of Ayurveda by highlighting the lack of empirical evidence, contradictions with modern scientific understanding, and concerns about misdiagnosis, delayed treatment, and commercialization. It is important to critically evaluate any medical system, including Ayurveda, and consider scientific evidence, rigorous research, and expert opinion when making decisions about healthcare. While Ayurveda may have historical and cultural significance, Nanda's analysis urges us to approach it with skepticism and prioritize evidence-based practices for the well-being and safety of individuals.